So today we're going to go check the rotator out. Apparently it's been sandblasted. I don't know if they're painting it yet, but just I've got a little bit of time in between such a busy schedule. So, you know, I sold a truck here recently and I could really use the rotator back. So I'm going to start to focus on the rotator. It's on the way back up right now, so a little bit of paint on it means I can start putting, you know, parts back on it. The body shops and all shops are so busy you can barely get anything, you know, it's hard to get things done in this day and age anymore. So anyway, we're going to check it out and move the project further. So we're just at the body shop and rotator was in here getting sandblasted, and they said probably about 3 working days of sandblasting. So it's out of here now, which is a good sign. So either it's in paint or getting painted or been painted. So we'll check on it. Looks like been sandblasted, blown off and everything, and now it's in the bay to be painted next. That's really a good sign because, you know, it's the truck's on the way back now, you know, so all the tear down and the dismantling and all of that, really, now it's on the way back. It's painting will be next, and then once it's got paint on it, I'll start going back on it, and that's the fun part for me, putting it all back together. Up to go to the body shop to finish the cab portion and put the wood back on. But we just sold the truck, a 2020 Peak. Getting this back on the road is going to be my big priority right now. It's been, we're at a year and 2 months now since the crash. Beautiful work underneath. Very, very clean. This truck is just beautiful. All the rear ends were done, and we had the truck up on the blocks and everything, and paint right underneath, falling around. You know, paint and sandblasting under the boxes, the rear ends. There's a bit of body work to do on the sides here yet, where, you know, from the accident. So we're only going to paint boom, the deck, and not the sides and not in the toolboxes yet. That'll be an after body shop. You see that there's some holes here that need to be welded and filled too. So before we do that, here too, see right there, maybe a joined piece. In here you can also see some cracking that needs to be welded. So you can just imagine the stresses on this body, flexing and, you know, up and down, you know, putting the legs down and moving all around. It's a lot of different stresses on the body, so it'll have to get some other welding done in here too. But very minor stuff. Looks like they're putting it in the paint shop. So all the frame's been done here. This is a new piece that was damaged in the crash. This piece is bent back. We'll have to fix that up. And all painted. New steering box being put on it. Hey, how you doing?
We had problems, we had fuel issues. So we had some air getting in the system.
Maybe it wasn't getting low on fuel.
No, I filled it up a couple times with good fuel. I made sure, that's my first thing I made sure. Well, either way, 7 o'clock we got the cat there, got fired up. We got in before the rain started. Actually last.
So this box is bent up like this. And it's going to need to be replaced. It still crashed from the accident, so. But you can see how beautiful this frame is just by touching it. It's just immaculate. Like a truck this old should never be this clean. You know, it spent its whole life in a warm shop, fire department. So really, really nice. Happy it's coming back together. When I start putting the aluminum on here and the stainless doors and all that kind of stuff, I'll be really, really happy. We're gonna have to do some more sandblasting in the boxes at a later date after they do the frame. So there's still work to be done in here. You can see there's some rust, you know, more surface rust than anything else. I've already got these are steps, and I've already had them sandblasted and painted. And they're sitting waiting to go back on. These are chrome D-rings. They're ready to go back on. A lot of stuff I have already ready to go. Real nice. The whole tailboard section looks really nice. Really, really happy where this is at. We'll leave it in their hands. I'll get it looked after. All these controls are beautiful. These handles that are here are all old handles. And I've got brand new chrome ones and brand new knobs waiting for it. Warpy area right here. I don't know why. But when they do the final on the sides here, they'll take a big air sander and make this really, really smooth. This will look like glass when it's done. The aluminum wheels are already polished in the shop, waiting to go back on. Just beautiful workmanship. I've done a few frames here, and they are really, really, really good at frames. You can just tell how much work has gone into this. It's gonna look pretty damn nice when it's out. Okay, we've got to go get more parts now, so we're going to head out. And this is the update for right now. I didn't know he was going to do that. So we're going to leave the shop right now. There's lots of work going on here. I wish this truck was done already, but you gotta wait for quality, and that's just what it is.
You mean put the excess over it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
See how I've done the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just about 2 years ago that we actually had the accident with the rotator, or I had the accident. And it's been to the body shop, and we decided to do a total refurb on the truck while it was down. So we'll update you here on where we have. There's been a lot of work done, but there's still a lot more work to do. But 2 years is a long time. I'm getting a little antsy to get it back on the road. And at the body shop, we actually had issues with the truck starting. And if you have a look here, we had to put a new computer on it. And we also had to put a new fuel solenoid in it, which we just did. And the problems we had were really as a result of the batteries being dead and then charged up and going dead again. So we put new batteries in, and somehow the wiring got crossed and cost us a lot of grief. So it's back running again, and I'll give you a little bit of a walk around on what we've done. The frame rails have been sandblasted and painted. It needs to be washed. I'm just chasing down a couple of air lines that were leaking on the unit from sandblasting and inside. So you can see that we've got a new air cleaner, a new door, a new mirror, the fuel tank's been repaired now. You come inside the truck. I'm chasing down an airline in there right now, but the interior is still out of the truck on the inside. And we've got the dash pulled out, and you know, just updating, doing lots of different things, you know, and building it with all new parts too. So these are the little rubbers that go on the hood when the hood closes. The hood's all painted and ready to go back on. They're just waiting for us to take it back to the body shop and make it so the truck will actually run. The new door handles in here. This leg has been replaced here. A little bit of a hydraulic leak on there that we're gonna have to deal with when it gets back to the record dealer. The tunnel box is fabricated and waiting to go back on. So it's fairly high, and the roll-up doors haven't been ordered yet, but we're gonna put new roll-up doors all the way along in the body. We've adapted a new stainless steel light pylon for it. And the light pylon I made a little bit higher. It was too short, and with the arrow stick on the back, you couldn't really see it from the back end. We have all new aluminum for the truck on the top. There's actually a stainless steel cover that we've had made here. These steps have been refurbed, and you know, they had brass screws. There has to be a little bit of a sticker put on here for like traction grip. We've got all brand new handles and chrome handles for the unit. Inside, the cylinder's been redone. We've got new chrome wings put on it. You can see I've just been redoing the wiring in here. So we put all new wiring, lights. I'll actually turn that on for you. You can have a quick look at it. Ready? So you can see that we've got the side marker lights hooked up. These lights are hooked up. Stop tail lights work. Mud flap lights. These are LED. This truck originally had incandescent bulbs here. So we kind of upgraded to a little bit of LED. We're also putting a couple of red LED lights in here. So when we're traveling down the highway, that'll show off the chrome. And there's also two white lights that would come on when you hit the switch. It has two backup alarms. So we put the two units back on again, all factory. And this one beep that you're listening to right now comes on when you hit the control switch. That was a factory addition, so that when the fire department had the PTO on and the pump and everything was ready to go, that alarm went on as they were operating the back end of the crane. These are the parts left over for the other climbing pads on the other side. We've got all brand new handles re-chrome for it, for the sides. They're all redone. Been waiting here for quite a while. So that's that. We've got new aluminum here. A lot of the parts for the truck are here already waiting to go back on. They're already painted. This is the side D-rings. So they go over here, I'll show you. So they fit right in here. So a lot of these little things like chrome and steps really add to the look of the truck. Our other 50-ton actually has a stainless square piece that fits in here behind. So I'm going to do the same on this truck here once we get there with that. So a lot of finishing is starting to happen now, and that's kind of my favorite part of a truck going back together again. So we've got everything out of here, the gauges. I've got all new decals for the controls. Serial plates are brand new. I had this is an old picture of this truck that I had, and I look at it. This is a article that was written about this truck when it was built brand new. Pretty much the state of the art, and really this truck's the truck that started heavy rescue, or the term heavy rescue, because it was heavy utility before and the new fad began, you know. So this alarm here on this side that's going off right now, it runs on the control switch. The reverse light, when you put the unit in reverse, the other backup alarm would come on and the white lights will work. So I've got a little bit of wiring to tidy up right in here right now. You can see everything's kind of all apart. So I have to hook the mud flap light up, this one here. And then once that's done, we'll have all this back end all tidied up. I've got a couple of air leaks I'm chasing. There's one air leak here, one way up under the dash in the most awkward spot you could ever imagine. So at the end of the day today, once we tidy up this little bit, this should be ready to roll back to the body shop. I'm going to hand wash the truck. You can see the dust is adding up on it. We're going to trailer this down on our big trailer and hopefully get it there before the weekend. And body shop's going to put the hood on it, probably tidy up a few things, and then it'll go over to the record dealer and we'll get the the roll-up doors put back in. There's a big compressor that goes in here, so they're servicing that, and there's a hose that actually runs all the way back here, and this hose was used built specific with the air compressor to jackhammer concrete. So if a piece of concrete had come down on a vehicle and they were trying to get at somebody, or if even somebody was trapped in a collapse, they could take the jackhammer. So I'm going to put that back on. Also going to do my best to make sure we don't get too carried away with this truck and keep it stock. And I'm in constant contact with the LA Fire Department Historical Society. I send them pictures all the time. There's some retired guys I know there that are very interested in this truck. Not a whole lot left to do on this truck. We've done a lot of service work to it, change the oil in the winches, we'll put new winch lines on, and there's very little to do. There's some work to do here. And with it not starting, that kind of held up the body shop. You can see all the interiors completely out of here, off the side panels. One chair is missing in the seat. You can see just how beautiful the work has been done on this truck. It's just amazing, what this frame is like. And this is a 1995 truck, so how many years old is that? Hang on, I'll figure it out. So, probably a lot of smart people could do this quick. Minus 1995 equals. This truck's 30 years old this year. So I don't know many 30-year-old tow trucks that are as beautiful as this truck. Like, just absolute beautiful. And the one thing about the fire department, they spend a lot of time speccing a truck out, figuring out the wheelbase, figuring out what they need. And, there's some really big rotators around, up to 100 tons now. And, this is a 40 ton. And, not all the time bigger is better. This is a little lighter. We were able to tow with it legally. It still had rotator capabilities for recovery or rescue. The wheelbase was perfect for, doing trailers or hauling buses. So it's absolutely, in my mind, one of the most perfectly spec'd out trucks that you could ever find. Another thing that happened in the crash too, the bell housing broke. So when the bell housing broke, they had to pull the transmission out. So brand new clutch, flywheel, everything was done there. And the engine, actually, I had them pull the main bearings out at the dealership and put brand new bearings in it. The engine horsepower rating on this truck was 460 horsepower, and we had it bumped up to 500 horsepower. And I was playing around with a CD, and I ejected the CD, and it was a Journey CD, one of my favorites. So it's funny how I must have been listening to Journey when I wiped out, but we really want this truck back on the road. We're almost getting to the point where it's truck show season, and having this thing fresh out of the shop with a fresh paint job, and she's all cleaned up, gonna look really good. So try to bust my butt here to get it done and get it back on the road. Those are kind of old school cab lights on there, and I think they're glass actually. They're glass lights. I have to double check. Yeah, those are old school glass covers and lights, so it's got all brand new. And yeah, we're gonna probably start it up a little later on here once I got fixed 2 air leaks. I'm gonna start it up, bring it out front here, probably get the hose out and hand wash it before it goes back to the body shop. They've got the hood all painted, ready to go on, and a new bumper. So that'll be really cool. The body shop's just gonna put the hood on it for now. Then it's gonna go over to the record dealer to do the record finishing, putting the roll-up doors in and the tunnel box. So the tunnel box will go back on it, and we've got some really nice roll-out drawers for the tunnel box. One will have straps on it. One's gonna have electric, battery-powered tools. A lot of different things, hand tools. So I've got a whole list of gear that's gonna go back on this truck, and pretty styling. We're getting down to the finishing parts now, and looking forward to the truck shows this summer. I'm gonna get at the airline, okay?